July 4th, Independence Day. I don't even know if you can see me because of that bright ass sun behind me. But I just got passion wagon out of the shop. I need the service. And I drove down, you can see the woolly hat. I drove down to North London to pick up my kids, and I was like, oh, it can't be that bad, the sun. I burnt my head so damn bad. Oh, it's horrendous. Actually, let me try and block the sun out. You might be able to see me then. Yeah. The car, like, yeah, it needs these little bits doing. One's like 400 quid that needs doing. One's 100 quid. That needs a sparks plug service, which is 450 quid. Because there's 16 spark plugs apparently. And yeah, so my next service bill is like coming up to about £1,200. I said to him, it's a bit much, isn't it? And they're like, yeah, but you got to remember, it's like a 100 grand car in equivalent money today. Since you're paying to keep that luxury on the road. I was like, nothing fucking works on it. What do you mean luxury? Oh, God. Anyway, just picking up my kids. Actually, wait, have I even introduced this monthly video? I don't even think I have. It's July monthly. I'll check in with you on I'm not getting burnt so much, and yeah, go through some bits because I've got a few exciting bits going on this month. Right, Sunday the 6th of July, you join me in the garage. So July is going to be a busy month. I, believe it or not, my youthful complexion turned 38 this month. I know, tough paper round. It was a paper round in Chernobyl. But yeah, I have my nappy assessment this month. So that's on the 17th. So next week, I've got a week of subbing, so it's like a week off for me. Well, obviously there's work to do, but it's quite nice. I ain't got to worry about materials, costing, anything. Just one invoice at the end of the week and some addresses that I've got to go to, so it's nice and easy. Then the week after, a couple of jobs and then the nappy assessment. So I do need to prepare for that because, yeah, that's come around really quick. And I've just got to go, basically, just get your paperwork in order. I've paid the money. I mean, I'd have to do something majorly wrong for them to fail me. But we'll have to see. Maybe I'll take you through some of the stuff on the day or talk to you about how it went anyway. Because you know I've had some strong opinions on it, but it's a necessary evil at the minute that I'm partaking in, even though I don't need to be technically. But anyway, let's just gloss over that because I have a feeling that if my assessor's seen that rant that I've done, that I might be in for a bit of a hard time. Oh dear. Yeah. What else is going on this month? I feel like there's other things happening. Hang on, let me start another clip. I'm actually in the process of doing a quote. It will be the biggest quote that I've ever done or won if I win it. But basically it's a system where, I can't remember if I discussed it last month, but it's a battery storage system. It's a huge thing. And yeah, it's been interesting to quote. And I'm basically 90% there. I'm a bit nervous about it because I feel like I'm missing something. But I've gone over it about 3 or 4 times. And yeah, my client watches my videos, so just know that I've been stressing over it. And this might be way after that I've actually done the job, but just know that I was stressing about it. Yeah, I got burnt yesterday because obviously the bald head, not bald by choice. Well, I do shave it, but yeah, out in the convertible, it's horrific, absolutely horrific. That sunshine just really burns you. Yeah, I think there's probably other stuff going on. I'm absolutely shattered. It's been a long weekend with my little ones, and I'm just here loading up. I've got an absolute ton of materials in the van. That's all came on Friday, so I'm just going to sort them out. I'm trying to get this organised. This is going to be like the go shelf, so all materials will be packed and ready and on there, so I can just come in, pick up what I've got to go get, load up the van and what have you. Thinking about, I've got some pack out stuff. I mean, I've got like 2 or 3 of these boxes, and I am thinking of biting a bullet. As much as I say that they're a rip-off, they're so convenient. And yeah, with my little van, like having kits set up, it might be just a little bit easier. You know, if I know I'm going to do, say, an EV charger, solar, whatever the hell it is, having some packs that have those bits on it. I should have got a Transit, a bigger one when I started, to be honest. But yeah, basically that's it. I'm trying to look after myself a bit more. I keep looking like a homeless person, so I'm trying to stay on top of. I've actually hacked away a bit of my beard, believe it or not, but it just looks scraggly as, doesn't it? So I need to neaten that up. Do you know what it was? at my previous firm. So I had to be clean, had to have a trimmed beard at all times, and basically like a neat complexion. It's part of the aesthetic of the company. And yeah, once I was self-employed, I was just like, I can't be asked. So as you can see, my hair, what's left of it, grows out, the fluffy mess. And my beard, I kind of went into a bit of a stalemate trying to lose weight. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to shave until I lose weight. But obviously, that has not happened. Oh yeah, I'll leave the link for the ESK in this video as well. Elite Sparky and crew, good information for learners and what have you. But yeah, that's the reason why I've been looking a little bit more disheveled. I'm not the most into my looks, in all honesty, but yeah, hopefully I start looking like such a tramp on the videos, and I'll try and stay on top of shaving my snake head. It's like Velcro, absolute Velcro. If there's any bald bros in the comments, or actually, do you know what? It's a mad thing. Believe it or not, actually, I'll put a picture up here. I had long, thick, luscious hair. I never thought I'd go bald, but it happened, and it was savage, and it fell out. I was quite distraught at the time. I was like, oh. So if there's anyone going through it, balding is worse than being bald, I assure you, right? You're losing it. It looks, you're looking in the mirror, you're like, oh, you're trying to save it, trying to do comb overs. Just do it. Just get rid of it. It's one less thing to worry about. That's my tidbit of advice for any balding bros out there. Anyway, I'm going to load up, and I'll catch you later in the month. It's Sunday the 13th. You join me in the garage again. The loadout kind of shelf is starting to have stuff on it. There's actually bits for jobs. There's a bit for a job here too. So, I mean, it still looks like a tip. I still haven't built my nice desk and whatever else, because I am transforming this garage. I just haven't got the time to do it. Another good thing that happened, if I flip you around, 1, 2, 3, I got a tube on the van. It is second hand. It's a little bit ropey, in all honesty, but I finally got it off my pal. He found one just in scrap, so thought, why not stick it on the van, and now I can get a little bit of, so I've got some piles of crap and whatever else on there, but the only thing is it ain't got a sleeve on it, so I don't know what I can put in it to stop it marking the trunk in. Thinking about, you know, the tubes you get from CEF, they seem to deliver everything in these 3-meter tubes for some reason. Maybe one of them will fit in it, because it's the extra wide, massive, girthy one that that's on the van for ridiculously sized trunking. People are probably going to break into it thinking there's some copper in it. That's why there's a couple of locks on it in a minute, but I'm debating whether to just take them off and just put like a, what are they called? Carabiner? I want to say it's a carabiner, carbonara or something like that on it. So people can take it off and go, oh yeah, dirt. There's nothing there. There's no like copper or anything. But saying that, trunking is so expensive. Like this, the 100 by 100 stuff. My God, it is so expensive. Even just the normal stuff. You know, everyone likes to get sticky back to make their lives a bit easier, so it stays on the wall before you fix it. But yeah. Anyway, I won the quote. I mean, I thought I probably would, but I was still nervous about it. It was the biggest quote I've ever done. And the guy's been awesome, and yeah, we're going to go for it. I might do some video on it, I'm not sure, because this can be quite distracting, in all honesty, if you're trying to do bits and bobs, and if you're not in that mindset of planning, because you really need to plan it if you're going to try and capture it. So hats off to people that do this regular and create some content on it, because it's just hard to remember to stay on top of it. I'm an electrician first, and this stuff just comes afterwards. It's normally when I just come here and I'm like, oh, I should probably tell you guys what I've been doing. But I've won that, and I'm starting that in August, so that'll be next month. I've got some time off in August as well because of the 6 weeks holidays. Yeah, I've got not much work on next week. Like I said, I've got my nappy assessment, so I've got work tomorrow. A customer who my first job that got filmed at Artisan Electrics, so he's come back to me, and I'm just going to do some repairs there. And then I'm off basically most of the week. I'm just going to get everything in place, ready for my assessment. I'm kind of hoping that the guy hasn't seen my rant, but he's sound, to be honest. Do you know what? My gripe is mainly with the NIC, in all honesty, because they just seem... I've had assessments from them, and their assessors are just dicks. The guy from Napit that I've had a couple of assessments, is just sound. He's just there to talk to you and help you and guide you and that kind of thing. I know they're all, as I've said, they're not strictly necessary, and they are, I think, an issue in this industry, but my assessor is actually quite decent. So yeah, got to prepare for that. So I'm going to I might take you through some of the stuff that I need to get in place. So if you're doing it, so you've got to have all your insurances, your certain booklets in place, like a complaints procedure, health and safety document. There's loads of crap you've got to have in place, and most of it is just something you just got to have in a file on a computer somewhere, but it's just having it all ready. So I'm going to have it all, just go through it methodically and have it all laid out and stuff like that. The other thing I've done is I've purposefully left something not right at that job. So there is no safety electrical connection do not remove tag at the MET at the property. And I've left it like that so that there's something he can see straight away. Now, this might be a bit of something I was taught. When you're getting like snagged by something, like say if you're doing a commercial job and people come in and do snagging or whatever it may be, even if it's a domestic job someone wants, you leave something obvious, that because they want to find something. Okay, if you're being assessed, they want to find something. So maybe you leave a little bit of dust in the corner. Maybe you don't cut down or file something properly if you're on a commercial job. Find something, leave something obvious that they can snag you on, because they want to find something and get out of the way early. Then they don't normally look too hard into the rest of it, as long as they got you for something. That's my tip for conning people, basically. Oh dear, I'm dying. Anyway, I think that's enough rambling. I'm going to do a video on this cable. I know I've said about it. I've got some like lead, VIR and whatever else. I will do it at some point, but struggling to stay on top because I'm double busy. It's really good. Anyway, I'll catch you guys next week when we can go through some other stuff while I'm preparing for this assessment. See you in a bit. It's Tuesday the 15th. It's my birthday. Happy birthday to me. It's my 38th birthday. I know, I don't look a day over 28, but what I've been up to, nothing much. I'm preparing for my NAPIT assessment. So you need like loads of documents for it. So there's all the different building stuff, part A, part B, part C, E, F, some other ones. They give you a list, they're all free to download. So you just got to have them all in place. The health and safety crap, the complaints procedure, what other stuff? Electricity Works regulation 1989, the some other free stuff, GS38. But you need a calibration certificate. Here is my... So I am praying that there is a calibration certificate in here. Otherwise, I'm pretty goddamn screwed. Let's flip this around. Oh, yes. Oh. I'm not going to be able to open this up one-handed, but yeah. 1, 2, 3. I found the certificate. So it's got its calibration now. So I just need to get all of the, so the address I'm going to, I've done an EICR there and then I've done an EIC there. So I'm going to print them both out just so they're easier for the guy to read. I'm going to obviously double check all my paperwork. Need to get my insurance, my public liability and professional indemnity insurance, and have them to hand as well. So it's just basically a checklist. So they just want to make sure that you're trading as you should be. So most of the appointment is about that in your business and making sure that you're running things and there's things in place for customers so the customers get treated right. So I get it. I get why they do things like this. Make sure you're a professional outfit. Then they might ask you some questions, some skills questions, some technical questions about different bits, maybe some basic knowledge from electrical stuff like what's the maximum tripping time for a RCD, for example. Answers is, do you know what, I'm not going to say put it down in the comments because what's the point? So yeah, they might ask something like that. It's 300 milliseconds, unless it's a 4293, which is 200 milliseconds. They removed the 5 times ones, otherwise you would have said less than 40 milliseconds at 5 times. But I still carry out that test anyway. But it's basic knowledge like that. They might ask you, for example, what's the maximum earth reading on a PME system or something like that. So you all know that it is, yeah, anyway, 0.35. But this those sort of questions, and then they normally get you to do a little test just to show that you know how to use the meter. But basically, I think after the first few ones, most of the assessors, they know that you know what you're doing. So it's just checking the business side of things that's more important. You're not going to forget how to do a ZS test, for example. The other thing is as well, I don't know if they actually do live testing now, because it's like one of these things where there's been a rigmarole about it, where they're kind of not making people do live testing because they're trying to eliminate live testing. But I don't know, we'll have to see. But I'll talk you through how it went on the day, but this is just all the prep to go with it. So I'm spending my birthday going through, getting everything in place, and then yeah, I can just chill out because I'm off tomorrow. Actually, I could go and do a day subbing, but I think we'll see how today goes, and I might go and do a bit of subbing. You all right?
Yeah, I finally got it.
So my garage neighbour come and said hello. It's always embarrassing when you're holding a camera and someone sees you. I'm still not got used to it or got the balls to just be like, yeah, walking around in public, you just feel like a right lemon, especially a man of my age. Yeah, you young whippersnappers can get away with it. Someone like me that's basically dead shouldn't be vlogging. It's a cardinal sin. But anyway, yeah, going to do all my prepping and everything, and fingers crossed it all goes well for me. But I'll see you on the other side of it, no doubt. I'm also trying to do some more stuff in this office that I'm supposed to be building. It's small scale. Anyway, catch you on Thursday. Yes, that is my tool bag on the floor, upside down, emptied all the contents everywhere. This is my incredibly tidy, even though I've sorted it out, garage. And it is Monday the 21st. You can't see me because it's a bit dark. It's Monday the 21st. Yeah, life got in the way of me updating you guys, but I've had my NAPIT assessment and I passed. So yeah, all good. It's actually really, really good. My assessor was actually really down to earth and a proper nice guy and really knew his onions. So yeah, he hadn't seen my rant about it. But in all honesty, it does seem like my rant, it seems to be more aimed at the NIC, because since then, this is a bit behind the time, but the NIC are justifying with the likes of, well, with the help of eFix, which is the QVC of the electrical world, saying that single installation inside a meter box cupboard is okay. That is not okay, and it is. This is misinformation that keeps going around, and it's. I mean, the regs are open to interpretation, and you've got to be able to justify yourself in court. But what it is there's these massive companies doing this shithouse work inside meter cupboards to keep their costs down, like on new builds and stuff like that. And because the NIC obviously want their coin, they seem to just want to rubber stamp it and say it's all okay. NAPIT, on the other hand, do not think that's okay. Speaking to my assessor, and there's actually quite a lot of things that we agreed on loads of matters, in fact. So yeah, it was actually a really interesting time. To anyone that's going through it, it can seem like a really nerve-wracking time, but genuinely they're not there to catch you out. It's all about whether you know what you're on about, and if you're passionate about your trade. If you're there asking tons of questions and excited about things, like, they're not going to be looking to trip you up. They're keen to help you, and it's like, it is open book at the end of the day. So if you do get stuck on something, you can open the book and have a look. But it's normal questions. I got asked about RCD trip times, and what else did I get asked about? I can't remember. It's one other thing. I've got someone staring at me like I'm a like I'm a madman because I'm talking to myself in a garage, or it appears that way anyway. But still staring. Hang on, I'm going to go on this side of the garage. In fact, let me start another clip. Sorry about that, I had to move the van. People can't drive. Yeah, so if you're going through it, it's really not. They've got a list of paperwork, genuinely. If you've just got all of that in place, all of your insurances in place, then there shouldn't be an issue. So it's not something big and scary. And NAPIT's a hell of a lot cheaper than NIC. And I've been a QS under the NIC, and that guy was out to get me. He was determined to try and trip me up on something, which I'm proud to say he could not, except for when it came to building regulation stuff. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't doing rewires or anything like that. I don't really do rewires, so most of the regs, I don't get involved with fans or anything like that, and ventilation, so I don't need to be an expert in that kind of stuff. So anyway, yeah, it's just been a bit of a, after that, I've been on a job up in Luton doing other bits, been trying to help my pal out who's trying to do his experience work at NVQ, so he's got. I think I mentioned it. He got demoted at work. It's the guy I mentioned in that rant that I done, and so he's been coming to do a bit of work with me, and it was actually quite nice. And what it made me realise is how much I love teaching, and not that he needs teaching, but just helping people out and what have you. So I really do want to, once I get myself to a level kind of work. I mean, I think work's always gonna be up and down, but once I get busy enough, I would love to take on a trainee or just get people randomly working with me to try and improve and help people out and get them some experience, because there's so many people trying to find a way into the trade, and apprenticeships aren't always the way forward. Plus, a lot of apprentices waste their opportunities. So I find that experienced people or older people are more willing to come and get experience and put in the graft, and are sometimes more deserving of your time. Anyway, it's a bit bleak. You can see I've not been taking care of myself either. But Rome weren't built in a day. This place has got in the right tip. I feel like it's just when you get busy, you just like everything just starts falling by the wayside, and then your stuff starts ending like this. And do you know what? I'm just not a tidy person. I just have to face facts. You've seen the back of my van. It's never tidy. There's never anything sorted out. But I am actually here. I've got a big job down in Golders Green. I've got some downlights put in, smoke alarms put in, some bits and bobs to sort out following the ICR. I think I was saying about the job in Luton, which I've just finished off for a lovely customer up there, which is awesome. Just been contacted by another guy down in South. It's like south of Croydon. A bit far away, but like I say, I cover all of London and the surrounding areas. So if you need faultless electrical services, hit me up. Yeah, hang on, I'll start another clip. The other thing going on the other day as well, why I didn't check in with you guys, I went and actually saw my pal, the best man at my wedding. She just had a kid, and it's so weird because he's obviously my age. What do you say? Obviously, you ain't seen him, and he's just starting. And I had kids, like my first kid when I was 25, and it's just mad now watching him go through it and like aging myself up, like 'cause I feel like I'm an old man because my body's falling apart and I don't look after myself. But it's like you're actually relatively not, when you compare it to him, the age he would be like 51 when he's got kids at the same age as mine, if that makes sense. And it's actually quite interesting because the logic, my brain was just like, yeah, it made me not feel as old despite my aesthetic. Oh God. So that big job I won, I've got that booked in for the beginning of August. So I've got like the first week of August. I've got my work wife Andy coming to work with me for a couple of days. Then I've got a week off with the kids. Then I've got the week after that booked there. And now I'm taking orders for the last week of August. It is currently, I said it earlier, the 20th. So I'm like 6 weeks in advance. This is where we want to be, guys. I'm fucking well chuffed. Well chuffed. One day I'm going to sort this place out, but it ain't going to be today because I've got way too much going on. But yeah, I'll check in with you guys when I'm not rushing around and like a blue ass fly. Catch you later. It's Wednesday the 23rd and I've got a surprise day off because basically I mucked up on my quote. So I'll tell you guys about it so hopefully you don't make the same mistake. I quoted in some downlighters, so really easy. Had a look at the floor above, all floorboards, all joists, an old house, lath and plaster. So it's really, I know the construction of these types of houses. I've worked in loads of them around London. The issue is that the customer had put down thermal and acoustic-y kind of stuff to try and stop sound and heat dissipating. So there's a layer of hardwood that's been installed by a chippy tacked down on top of the floorboards. Then there's a like lino-y kind of matting down. Then it's the underlay, then it's the carpet. So yeah, it was a bit of a muck up. But to be fair, I spoke to my customer, he's a really lovely guy. And he brought it up to me beforehand and he's like, I'm gonna get my chippy back to lift some of the boards, lift it up. He doesn't want anything like getting damaged or anything, which is understandable. So he's gonna get his chippy back to pull back that part of the floor in, lift it. And I've left him a drummer cable to leave some coils under the floorboards in the runs. I don't know how well that's going to work out. Hopefully I can FaceTime him on the day to make sure it's okay, because he doesn't particularly want me trying to put that flooring back, because no doubt I'm going to do it much worse than a chippy. And yeah, so it's mucked up my day. Basically, I was supposed to do all the remedials yesterday and then do the downlights today. It's not happened. So yeah, I've got a random day off. So I'm being productive-ish. I need to get rid of my waste in a more manageable way than definitely not throwing it in my communal bin. 100% not doing that. Because yeah, it's just getting to a point where it's too big. And it's written in my T's and C's, and it says all waste except for recycling will be left on site. But I just haven't got, I don't know, it's just awkward at the end of the job to just go, yeah, there you go. Bye-bye. I just can't do it, so I end up taking it. So you get left with absolutely tons of waste. A lot of it's cardboard and needs breaking down and stuff, but I just need to find a better way of doing this because it's not really working out for me at the minute. What else is going on? I'm fully booked up. I think I mentioned this already, it doesn't matter. I'm hoping to show you a lot along the job. Basically, I'm run out of videos, so I've always been ahead with my videos, but I've just been so busy I've not had the chance to do them. So I have been doing these monthly vlogs, but as you can see, these are kind of cobbled together, and it's like a mismatch. Every now and then I check in rather than an actual standalone video. I've got so many ideas for videos and bits that I want to do, but it's finding the time to do them, in all honesty. So yeah, you'll have to just wait and see. I don't want to churn out content for the sake of it. I know I could put out loads of crap and try and do it bi-weekly and grow the channel. I'm not interested in any of that. This is mainly to put out some decent information where I find it, some interesting information where I find it, and hopefully educational content. But yeah, oh yes, someone bought me a coffee. Sugar. It was, I think it was, I want to say it was David, I want to say Fizz or look, I'm going to put it up here. Thank you very much. So I do have a buy me a coffee thing, and yeah, he bought me a coffee, or a Guinness, as he said. So yeah, I will definitely have one. Thank you very much for that. You're very, very kind. And there is a link to that down there. I'm not on the beg, but that was very kind of you. Yes, I'm hoping to do bits and bobs on it, because I want to do bits on, oh man, where did that cable go? Yeah, so I've been keeping bits of old cables. So like this is old VIR, that this went in singles, wooden conduit, trunking even. So this is what was inside. It went in conduit as well. I've got a really old fuse box that I'm hoping to rip out. I've got this, which looks like twin and earth, but it's actually lead sheathed cable. So I want to go through that, and I want to do some experiments on it, test if the installation's okay, and then, you know, kind of do some science. You know, maybe hit it with a hammer, put a screw in it while it's live, and see what happens. Because of science. Because on some of those circuits, the lead sheath was used as a circuit protective conductor, but on a lot of them it weren't. It was just an insulator around it. But you get somewhere they clamped into the box. It looked like really hard work trying to install that cable. But yeah, I have grand plans, but it's like the plans of mice and men. Always goes awry. Anyway, I'm gonna check in with you hopefully later in the week when I'm less frazzled, and hopefully I've got rid of some of this mess. Definitely not dumping it in my communal bins. Right, it's Friday the 25th. Just wanted to give you guys a little warning for any trainees and apprentices out there. Sorry if the traffic noise is unbearable, but if you see red and black cables, you know it's a certain age. And then if you see boarding that's been put up with nails, that's plasterboard. That is an unknown material. If you see any of this, make sure you do not disturb it. It needs to be tested before you do anything with it. But if you see it badly damaged and broken in places, it's just not worth it. Just stop work, pull off, and let it get tested. Especially if you're employed by a big company, just stop. If you're self-employed, it's on you to stop work. Obviously you're losing money, but if you do see it, stop, get it tested. Because this is potentially asbestos insulation board, which is one of the most fibrous ones. You put a break in that, so many millions of fibers come out of it. So it's just worth noting down. Obviously if this was a newer property it'd be different, but it's quite an old one. And then that is normally a telltale sign. It's part with nails rather than screws. As you can see here, it's normally a sign. So be safe, and yeah, I thought I'd interject there. Anyway, catch you later. It's Sunday the 27th. You join me in the garage yet again. I've got a week of subbing next week, and then that will be the month end. But I'm gonna, I think I'm gonna bring these to an end now. I think the growth of my company is going to be slow enough that these are no longer going to be warranted, in all honesty. Like you may have seen from this month, not much is going on, and I'm struggling to try and make it sound interesting when really it's just day-to-day rubbish, really, of the business. Obviously, I've been trying to build things up, getting bits and bobs done, and then I'm now getting busier and busier, which is fantastic, thanks in part to these and people finding me again. But I think it's... yeah, I'm gonna just stop doing the monthlies now, and then I'm gonna do basically, I'll probably just keep a little running dialogue of what's going on and maybe just document it over the next 6 months like I did with the original videos, and then just make it into one big video with little updates, because I don't know about you guys, but it's just not that interesting seeing my ugly mug in this garage now and then for 30 minutes a month. Or an hour, depending on what's been going on. But yeah, I'm gonna try and do that. And then if I'm not doing these ones, because what it is basically, I feel like because I'm checking in here, I'm like, yeah, I'm doing stuff, I'm documenting whatever. But in reality, I'm not actually creating any of the content that I want to create, because I'm ended up doing this. Not that this takes up a lot of time, but because I'm doing a little bit here, psychologically, it's like, yeah, you're still keeping your hand in, when I'm not really. I want to put aside time to create content that I want to, educational content that I want to. Like I've mentioned in previous videos, I want to do, I want to go through form filling. I want to go through the forms that I use. I can make them available to people if they want to use them, and how I document things on it. The tick boxes. I mean, I've already done section 1, 3, and kind of 4, but I'd like to redo 4 and 5. Is such a huge section, you know. It would take a lot of dedication on my part, and rather than doing these monthlies, what I'd figure is, as I'm going around doing EICRs and finding bits, I could go into detail. I mean, it's going to take me forever and a day to try and come up with this section, or even if I go like 5.1 to 5.12 and release it as a video, you know, because like the first one is like identification of conductors. So I want to give it examples of, I want it to be a kind of like an encyclopedia of what the sort of common things you find and what you should be looking out for as someone that's going to be carrying out EICRs. And it's not going to be a Bible or a how-to, it's going to be something for you to give you that prompt. So you think if you've got, say, I don't know, so 5.2 is adequacy of support of cables kind of thing. So I'll show you examples of what I class as a C2. I mean, seldom it's going to be a C1 unless I see someone actually tangled in the cable, but C3s and different bits, because sometimes people overcode things. I've had a couple of clients contact me this week because the EICRs are all coming around again. So 5 years ago they introduced the law was changed that you had to have a satisfactory EICR on a rental property. All of those properties are coming around again, which means the race to the bottom is starting again, with all these national companies offering them. But it also has a load of people that are basically failing installations that don't need failing. It's like, oh, you've got a plastic consume unit, that's a fail. It's like, well, no, it's not. A plastic consume unit doesn't catch fire spontaneously. Loose connections or over-tightened connections cause fires done by builders who are buying stuff from Screwfix and installing it. That is what causes fires. Untrained people. Anyway, I'm not gonna get into a rant again, but that's what causes fire, not the board itself. You could have a 3036 dB installed and it could still pass an EICR. If you don't believe me, I will do a video on it to show you how and why it would still be safe. It just depends on its use and depends on the person living there. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked here. I want to do a whole encyclopedia on it, and it would end up being a really useful tool for learners. And that is the main reason I started this channel, that and to try and get some notoriety, as in get some work. But that is the main reason I've done it. So I'm going to give these a rest for the time being. And yeah, it's been fun documenting it. Hopefully someone has got something out of it, or if not, it's just been, I'm hoping the reason I was doing this was partly for me to look back on it in a year's time, but also to help the people that are employed at the moment. You're sitting there and you're like, oh man, I just want to make the jump. I just want to make the jump. And it's like showing that it can be done and it is doable. I'm hoping to document next week. I'm doing a week of subbing, which is one of the best ways you can when you're starting out on your own, if you can get in with someone doing a bit of subbing, like I done. I never had any clients when I started. I just worked for a few people. While it's kind of like being employed, but then with the mobility and your own vehicle to, you know, get your own work and start doing bits and bobs. And that's what this was for, to show it can be done and document it. But yeah, I think it's run its course, and I'm gonna leave it there. So cheers for watching these monthly ones, and hopefully now that I'm still going to be double busy and not be able to film, but don't expect me to release videos every 2 weeks like I have been doing for the last sort of 6 months, because yeah, I had a stack of videos before I started, and I've been like releasing them every 2 weeks, and it was like a monthly, then a standalone, monthly standalone kind of thing. So yeah, anyway, cheers, and I won't catch you next month.